Okay, you're listening to the Arts House on Cork's 96 FM and C103. We're here with you until 10 o'clock this morning. Now, it's great that we're into May. It's May Bank Holiday weekend, and we've got a gorgeous concert coming in the Curtis Auditorium on Saturday, May the 15th. And I love the title. It's Cork Orchestral Society Usher in Winds of Change. And of course, Winds of Change are a woodwind quintet, and I have it on good authority that they're one of the only professional ones in Cork. And I'm delighted to be joined by the oboe player, Ciara Glasheen-Artem. You're very welcome to the Arts House, Ciara. Very good morning. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me, Piers. It's great to be here.
Yeah, how are things? How are you doing?
Very good, thank you.
So you must be looking forward to this upcoming concert.
Absolutely. We got together as a quintet, or sextet in this case, because we're joined by the fabulous Ellen Jansson on piano for this performance as well.
Okay.
We got together at the end of April to record this beautiful concert for the Cork Orchestral Society in the lovely MTU Cork School of Music. And it was such a joy to be able to play live with other musicians again, and especially people that I would consider such close friends, those people being the colleagues in Winds of Change.
And is this your first time as a group getting together now since we've been in a series of lockdowns for the last 14 months?
This is our first time getting together as a group, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been fantastic. We've seen each other here and there for different small events, but this is our first time getting back together as an ensemble.
And how was it?
Like this. It was amazing. I have to say, it was food for the soul and great to be able to get stuck into some fantastic repertoire and play with such fantastic musicians.
Yeah.
That I feel very lucky to be able to play with.
And tell me, what have the people who want to tune in, what have they got to look forward to on the night?
Well, I think the beauty of the wind quintet is the diversity of sound and the sound world that it creates. It's quite different from a string quartet because while the flute, oboe, clarinet, bassoon, horn are, well, except for the horn, they're part of the woodwind family and they're all wind instruments, the sounds that they create are so different to each other and so diverse that it's such an interesting sound world that they create. And particularly when you have piano added into that mix, it's such a full sound for 6 people to make. I think it's really rich and enjoyable sound world to listen to.
Now, when you recorded it, I'm sure it was in an empty auditorium. So what was it like? You know the way sometimes when the crowd is in and it creates that kind of buzz and there's an atmosphere. But when you're on your own playing those beautiful instruments, it must have sounded impressive.
It's strange to play to an empty hall. It almost feels like a rehearsal. But you have to put yourself into the frame of mind that this is actually a performance that's being filmed. But when you don't have an audience to react with, and I suppose, you know, as an ensemble, we always like to introduce the pieces to our audience and sort of, you know, that relationship between audience and performer is very important for us. And not having them in the room is very difficult because you're trying to communicate with them across distance and time through video, which isn't as effective. I think, as we all know, going to live performance, you just can't beat that. You know, even as an audience member, there's a feeling that you get from being in the room versus watching something on a screen. So it definitely, you know, was a very different experience for us not having the audience. And I know I speak for myself, but I know I can speak for my colleagues as well, that we cannot wait until the day that we can play for audiences again.
Yeah, and hopefully that won't be too far away for us.
Exactly. Fingers crossed it'll be sooner than we think.
Now, you guys formed in 2018, didn't you?
We did indeed, yes. Yeah. So as a chamber group, we formed in 2018, but prior to that, we've been playing together for a number of years, but in different guises. So I suppose it probably started out when we played together in the Cork Opera House Chamber Orchestra, or Concert Orchestra. And that's where our friendships began and our musical relationships began. So particularly Kieran Moynihan, who's our flute player, and Sinead Frost, our bassoon player, the 3 of us being from Cork and playing in that orchestra very quickly joined forces and became kind of close friends. And we brought Conor Shiel, the clarinet player, who also played with the Cork Opera House Concert Orchestra, into the mix. And then Hannah came into the mix, our horn player came into the mix after that. And Ellen, we're really lucky to have joined for this performance, because these two pieces, Poulenc Sextet and Thuille Sextet, are really, really fantastic pieces, but they have massive piano parts. So to have somebody as fantastic as Ellen, we were very lucky to have her join us for this performance.
And the beauty about this, the concert will be available to view from 6:30 p.m. on May the 15th on the Cork Orchestral Society.ie website, but then it remains online thereafter.
Yes, absolutely. So if you're not able to watch, right on at 6:30 on the 15th of May, you'll be able to watch the performance after that, which is fantastic. Because I think one thing that we have learned from COVID is that the accessibility of music is really important, and not just music, all of the arts is important. And I think it's nice actually that this is going to be made available for a longer period of time, so that more people hopefully will be able to enjoy it.
The best of luck going forward now, Ciara, and here's to you playing in full auditoriums in hopefully the not too distant future, eh?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Piers.